Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Thursday, April the 7th. We conclude the card at Oaklawn Park with race number 9, and it's a maiden special weight for 3-year-olds going 3/4 of a mile. Let's take a look at this field. There are several first-time starters in this race, so make use of those free Formulator past performances on the race of the day event page at DRF.com, and you can get a look at a lot of pedigree information as well as trainer stats. Which trainer does well with first-time starters? Very important information. Couple of horses, however, that have run, Mike. The 1, the 7, and the 8, they've kind of come close, if not exceeded the Beyer par at this level. They're going to be tough.
Yeah, I feel like the horses with experience, there's only 3 of them, but I feel like all 3 of them have license to just be in a really good spot here. Obviously, the first-time starters can be a little bit of an unknown, and if one of those, has a pretty good amount of ability, they could be tough in here. Dan, personally, if I could, find races where I never had to bet a first-time starter again, I'd be happy.
You can play this race, friends, with the DRF Bets account, DRF Bets mobile app, free Formulator past performances. We'll start things off with the number 1. That's Violent Hailstorm, who made her career debut at Sam Houston on February the 23rd. Now, we're going to watch that race right now. She took a good amount of money in this heat. No surprise considering her pedigree. She is by Violence. The dam was a multiple stakes winner, and she showed good tactical speed. She made the lead turning into the stretch, and that's a nice filly that came back and beat her on the outside. That horse came back to run second in a stakes race at Turf Paradise with a 65 Beyer.
Yeah, I thought this filly ran really well in here, Dan. She showed good speed, but she wasn't, speed crazy early in the race. She was comfortable to sit. You saw her take over pretty nicely there in the stretch. She's just no match for an odds-on winner, a horse who had plenty of experience on her. I thought she ran really well in that race. You were talking about you can look up the trainer stats for the first-time starters. Also worth looking up the trainer stats for this guy who trains Violent Hailstorm. Really, really good with his maidens after a start.
And Violent Hailstorm had to debut at 6.5 furlongs. It's a very demanding distance for a first-time starter. Cuts back to 6 in here with good tactical speed. The number 2 is 'Cause I Can Darling. This is a first-time starter by Can the Man, who connects with 16% of his older debut runners. The dam did win first time out and is a half to a multiple stakes place dirt router. This filly's been on the work tab steadily since the end of 2021.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see what she can do here. You'd mentioned that the dam did win first out. That was a race rained off the turf going longer. All 3 of her wins were in route races, including a couple on the grass. Of the horses that are making their debuts here, I was least interested in her.
I tend to agree with you. The 3 is She's a Pistol. Really fascinating combination of speed over stamina in this pedigree. The sire McLean's Music does well first time out, 14% with older debut runners. While the dam failed to win from 6 lifetime starts, she is a full sister to Tiz Ms. Sue, who won the Grade 1 Ogden Phipps at Belmont.
Yeah, and won the Grade 1 Ogden Phipps for this trainer, Steve Hobby. So he's very familiar with this family. This family, listen, McLean's Music to me, he might be, at the very top of sires that you want to take a really strong look at with first-time starters. So that's a positive. There's a lot of class on the bottom of this pedigree. Steve Hobby is a really good trainer overall, Dan, but he's over 28 with his first-time starters over the last 5 years. And they just all go out off at big prices. It's almost like he's just giving his horses a race to try to get them to improve over time.
Number 4 is Monet, coming into this race off a very fast 5/8 of a mile gate work, 59 and change for this daughter of Practical Joke, who connects with 20% of older debut runners. Now, the dam failed to win from 8 lifetime starts. She is a half-sister to Grade 1 winner Lady of Shamrock, who is best going longer on the turf, but she's also a half-sister, Mike, to a Grade 2 stakes winning turf sprinter. So there's some versatility in this pedigree, and she looks quick thus far.
Yeah, by a very good debut sire as well. I thought there was plenty to like about this horse. The trainer, for whatever reason, has been pretty cold so far in 2022, but overall, he's a really good trainer. He doesn't have a great record with his first-time starters, Dan. So we'll see if this horse is another one who needs a race. Based on the workout tab, she might not need a race.
The number 5 is Maxine's Candy. I really like the twirling Candy progeny first time out. He wins 15% with his older debut runners. The dam was winless, but she is a half-sister to Paola Queen, who you might recall from a few years back. She won the prestigious Grade 1 test sprinting on the dirt at Saratoga.
Yeah, right. Paola Queen she won the Grade 1 test. Wasn't she like 1,000,000 to 1 when she won that day? I don't know. This horse does have a little bit of pedigree. David Vance, another trainer who overall does a good job, but doesn't really crank him up to win first time out. We'll see what this horse does. I was interested in looking in other directions.
Steve Asmussen has a first-time starter in this race. That's the number 6, Pinky Toe. This is a filly that sold for $47,000 as a yearling. Her sire Dialed In wins 11% with older debut runners. This is the family of one of your favorite horses of all time, Seeking the Gold, Mike.
Yeah, it's a really strong female family if you go back. I like the Dialed Ins too, Dan. I think they're really precocious, and he gets early winners from his progeny too. I'm trying to avoid the firsters in here. If you forced me to use one, I'd probably use this one.
The number 7 is Ari Oakley. This is a filly trained by Asmussen, your morning line favorite, has moved up on the Buyers scale with each and every start. Her last race, she finished 3rd. I still think she's going to improve with the experience. It looks like she has some tactical speed, and she has a strong pedigree. Not only is she a half to the Grade 3 stakes winning turf horse Strike It Rich, but Bo Liam was a real hot last year at Saratoga.
Yeah, he was. He was good for about 5 minutes, and then he fell off the face of the earth. I wonder what happened to him. This horse, Dan, I went back and watched that last race at Oaklawn again, and all the way from the start of the race all the way around to about the top of the stretch, I was like, this horse is really going to run. I mean, she seems like she's going really well in a nice trip. She's really going to run. And then she didn't really run all that well through the stretch. I don't know what happened there. I can't say that I'm particularly thrilled with any 3 of her starts so far, but maybe she'll take another step forward here.
Now, she was in against the 8, Little Mambo, in that start at Oaklawn in February. Little Mambo was bet down to favoritism in that race. She might go off the favorite yet again in Thursday's race of the day. Let's see what Mike was talking about with Little Mambo and Ari Oakley. We turn to the stretch. Little Mambo is in the red silks. She was pushing this first-time starter that made the lead. She briefly gets in front. Directly to her outside is Ari Oakley, who maybe didn't like being in between horses, but I tend to agree with you, Mike. She just didn't seem to finish that strong. She hopped back to her left lead. It looked like when she was intimidated a bit.
Yeah, maybe she didn't like being in between, but at that point she was already being overtaken by the eventual winner there, who wins clear and might turn out to be a pretty nice horse. I thought Little Mambo ran fine, Dan. She's another one who, I think all 3 of her races are okay. I'm not particularly taken with, any one of them, but maybe she's just found the right spot here.
Into Mischief filly sold for 500 G's as a yearling. Sammy's Samurai completes the field. She's a bargain filly by First Samurai. She only sold for $4,000 as a yearling. First Samurai, about 10% winners with older debut runners. The dam's a half to a really nice synthetic and turf horse named Are You Kidding Me, who's earned a lot of money up at Woodbine. A lot of turf and synth in this pedigree, a lot of distance. I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach.
Yeah, me too. I was going to take a wait-and-see approach for a trainer who just doesn't really win with many first-time starters. The last 3 works, all 5 furlongs, all out of the gate. I'm going to give this horse a race.
Top pick time for our Thursday race of the day. It's the 9th at Oaklawn Park. Violent Hailstorm. Experience, speed perhaps in the rail, Mike. And again, you mentioned this horse goes out for a barn that does historically well with second-time starters.
Yeah, I like this horse in this race, Dan. I'm hoping the 9-2 morning line holds in here. Maybe they go for the other experienced horses and maybe one or two of the first ones. I thought this horse ran really well first time out.
I'm not really sure I love the race that Little Mambo and Ari Oakley come out of, but like you, I prefer the horses with experience than the first-time starters. Little Mambo, bred to be a nice horse. She's going to be forwardly placed. Maybe this is just the right spot. A field mostly comprised of debut performers. 8754 for me, 1876 for Mike. Thursday's race of the day is the 9th at Oaklawn, and the approximate post time is 5:10 Central. Good luck.